Hi everyone. So in movies, sports teams are like superheroes. Hi everyone. So in movies, sports teams are like superheroes. They have tragic backstories, people often die, expect teams to not get along, and of course, if they are on top of the world, expect something to harshly pull them back down. And that leads us to today's movie, When the Game Stands Tall, which tells the story of the high school football team de La Salle High, who holds the record for the most consecutive victories. 151 to be exact. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Well, believe it because this is based on a true story, and no, the 151 victories is not a historical exaggeration, it's the exact amount. You want to know what else is exact? The amount of time it will take me to finish this review. Welcome to Short and to the Point, where I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
Our story begins with the team still going strong in their incredible winning streak. We officially meet them in the midst of a team meeting where the graduating seniors talk about the team and what the past 4 years have meant to them, while they also read off a set of exercises they have set for themselves in order to better prepare themselves for their next game. These exercises are not for the faint of heart, but anyone that puts this much effort into the game deserves this many victories. This was a good way to introduce us to the team, as it establishes their strong friendship, and it also shows what strives them to do their best. The team is led by Coach Bob Ladouceur and assistant coach Terry Edison, played by Jim Caviezel and Michael Chiklis respectively. Jim Caviezel is a very soft-spoken individual, and there is not a huge range of acting from him due to the fact that he keeps his voice at the same level of volume for almost the entire film. This is made all the more noticeable when he's on screen with Michael Chiklis, who provides some pretty funny comedy relief in this movie, along with his drama. However, Jim Caviezel's voice does work to his advantage, but more on that later. The story of the movie deals with a streak of bad luck befalling the team, which culminates with them losing the very first game of the next season, and the streak along with it. The rest of the movie deals with the team trying to pick themselves back up. However, while it is important, the football aspect of the movie is not played up as much as you would expect it to be. For example, there is one game that seemed tailor-made for the climax of the movie, but even after it's finished, the movie continues. I won't spoil what the real ending is, but I will say that it was well chosen and reinforces the theme of the movie, which is family. However, I will say that even though I liked that theme, I do think some of the lines pertaining to it were kind of obvious. One example involves recent graduates Cam Colvin, played by Sir Darius Blaine, commenting on how alone he feels after suffering a personal loss. Bob reminds him that everybody on the team is his family. However, I can let this line go, as it needed to be said due to the fact that Cam doesn't exactly live an envious life, and because of Sir Darius's performance, I did feel a sense of camaraderie between Cam and one of his teammates. After the team loses the streak, this is where Jim Caviezel's voice comes in handy. I know I said it doesn't change much, but I do believe there is some sincerity in it, and so I believed him when he said that it's just one high school football game, and I did like one of the methods he chose to help the team get themselves back together, as opposed to scolding them. We have Clancy Brown as Michael Ryan for all the scolding we'll ever need in this movie. He is the father of running back Chris Ryan, played by Alexander Ludwig, and he loses his cool whenever he thinks that Chris is performing under his ability. He gives a very intimidating performance, and to say that I was caught off guard whenever he resorts to physical violence would be an understatement. Alexander Ludwig also gives in a good performance, as you can tell that he has a strong affinity for the game and his friends, but his father's strong grip makes it hard for him to enjoy either of them, and the moments when the two of them clash serve as some of the strongest drama in the entire film. As for Bob's storyline, while I was invested in it, I wasn't as invested as the other stories going on. He has to try and reconnect with his son among other things, and this is when you would expect him to show more emotion, but he doesn't. Though you do realize that he does care for his son and is proud of him due to his performance in the game. He also turns down college job offers despite his wife Bev Lattiser, played by Laura Dern, reminding him that these jobs would pay infinitely better than his current job. And of course, Laura Dern turns in a good performance that makes it hard to not like her. The football games themselves are entertaining, and were put together in a way that kept me interested, even during the games when I knew what the outcome was going to be, and the action could also get pretty fancy and brutal at times. So overall, I think When the Game Stands Tall is an alright movie. Even though the coaches tell the team that it's just a high school football game, we do have to remember that strong bonds of friendship have been formed from this game, so any player giving anything less than their all would not only let themselves down, but also the entire team. And since this team does act like a family, it's all the more important that they do play their hardest. And while the drama can sometimes be obvious, such as one scene where the player is determined to stay in the game until the very end, I can still feel the emotional impact, and so I'm going to give this movie 7.5 unstoppable juggernauts out of a possible 10, and if you're not looking for a particularly big football movie to see in theaters, then I do think this film is worth a look. This has been short and to the point, and I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back. Now, if you'll excuse me, I am going to call up a few of my old friends and challenge them to a game of football to get back at one of them for a cheap shot he took at me back in the 8th grade. Or was it the 7th grade? Ah, forget it. I will see you all next time. Bye.
When we get it, boys, that's when we go on offense. That's when we go to. And don't forget we're going to pick on one tackle that's on this week. We're going inside them. We're going outside them. Inside them and outside them. And when we get them on the run once, we're going to keep them on the run. And we're not going to pass unless our secondary comes up too close. But don't forget, man, we're going to get them on the run. We're going to go, 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 go. And we aren't going to stop until we go to that goal line. Don't forget, man, today's the day we're going to win. They can't lick us. And from the back out of the goal, the first whistle of the man go in there and fight, 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 fight.